A huge moo to the herd, and welcome to episode 22 of our Omnifactory playthrough. So I did a lot of work between episodes. I got the deep mob learning setup completed, so we've now got round robin set up for all of our loot fabricators, and with the exception of the thermal elemental stuff, it's all going into our drawers up there. I still need to get some more pressing drawers in place. The other thing I've done is I've moved our matter drawers from downstairs to upstairs so that it's more easily accessible. I've also set up this ender chest here, which, as you can see, has got lots of grains of infinity in it. Now, this setup was relatively easy to do. First of all, I needed to create the Ender IO tank, and then with that, I made some hooch, which is potatoes and sugar, and the potatoes came from my zombie deep mob learning models. And then I mixed the hooch with blaze powder and redstone to get fire water. And then all I had to do was spread some fire water over bedrock, set up a vacuum hopper and the other ender chest, and that is sitting somewhere out in the wild. It's over in this direction, I think. I can't remember exactly where it is. And it's just producing grains of infinity for me. The reason I needed the grains of infinity is because if you look here, my little molecular assembler is gone. I have moved it and grown it a little. Welcome to the crafting cube. This is 32 molecular assemblers and 32 interfaces, which gives me ample capacity to do lots of crafting. And the reason I needed to do lots of crafting was because I am going to start doing work on rocket fuel. So one big element on that is if we go into our quests and go into the microverse, we'll see we need a chemical reactor. We need methanol, hypochlorous acid, ammonia, dimethylamine, chloramine, 1,1-dimethylhydrazine, and finally to get rocket fuel. So if I look at the first one, methanol. Methanol comes from a distillation tower, and we could get it from wood vinegar, which gives us acetic acid, water, ethanol, methanol, acetone, and methyl acetate, or fermented biomass, which gives us acetic acid, water, ethanol, methanol, ammonia, carbon dioxide, and methane. So I can get that from there. Hypochlorous acid is just water and chlorine. So we've been producing chlorine from our salt water. So we should have, and if I go over to my fluid area here, we've got 524 buckets of chlorine. So that's going to give us a good start on that. What else do we need? So ammonia. Now ammonia, again, we can't get that from the wood vinegar, so we have to go with the fermented biomass route. So fermented biomass gives us the ammonia. So that's the plan for today, is to get our distillation tower set up and get at least it producing those elements. So one thing I have done between episodes is to just carve out this little area here. It still needs to have some features added to it. It's very bland at the moment, but this is where I'm going to set up the rocket fuel area temporarily. I've run pipes in and roughly fleshed out where I want to set things up. So without further ado, let's get cracking on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is if I go here, this is the distillation tower. Now, if I go back to our fermented biomass and its uses, we're going to need to at least have a tower 5 high to get ammonia. Don't need carbon dioxide and methane at the moment, so we're just going to go with a tower 5 high. So our first setup, it just says that the fluid input, wherever that is, I know it's in here somewhere, there's fluid input hatch, needs to go in the middle. So I've set up a fluid conduit back to this area here, and I'll explain why once I've got these all laid down. So I'm just going to drop that in there. and that should be ready to go. The other thing I'm going to need is my power. Now I've got an MV energy input hatch, and what we'll do is we'll set the CEF down first, otherwise we can't just go direct to RF. And I'll take my wrench, pop that up the right way, and then I'll take my input hatch and drop you in here. Then we'll get the distillation tower controller in here. Output bus for any solids that are done. And the rest of it is clean stainless steel casings. Right, and then I need a tower of fluid output hatches. So pop you there and just go airborne for a bit. Pop. Oop. Is that 4? No, that's 3. Come on. Oh, I'm gonna have to move too far over. Oh, that was in the wrong place. Get that down and try again. Yep. This is going to be one of those third time's a charm thing. Fourth time's a charm. Right, start messing around. Go up there. Hang up there. Finally. Well, that was a dog's dinner if I ever saw one. And we'll just rotate you around. Then we'll take out structures. Just going to pop one on the back here. And here. Just fill that in. So that's the roof of it done. And then it should just be a case of popping that in there. That in there. Hopefully I've got enough of these to calculate it, and it should be the right amount. 1 spare. That's not too bad. And that's my distillation tower set up. So now we need to start providing it with goods. So what we're going to do for this one is that's item conduit pressure. Right, so this one must be. How am I going to do this? Let me think. Right, so that's going to bring me up water and so forth. That's a fluid conduit. Let's take that out for the time being. So I think what I need, I think this will be the center point. Should have a 16x CEF, which I will just, yeah, that's too high. That's the wrong one. Right, let's put the CEF here. That's better. And move you using the right wrench to the top. And then I'll take some 16x energetic alloy. We'll just pop, I don't know, 3 should do. Right, so what do I want? I want some breweries, much in the same way as we've set up the previous one. So I'm going to just pop a brewery. Once I've got brewery selected rather than the cable. 1, 2, 3 breweries here. And we will do is take some item conduit and run it up here. And some fluid conduit and run that up to 3. I think I've got water flowing into that already, so I should be able to just do Check. Yeah, it should be this one. Or the one next to it. It's this one. Right, so I now have water going into each of these. And what I want to do is go to, that's item conduits. Don't want to extract. I want to insert on pink, which is my sugarcane. Extract off. Insert on pink. And extract off, insert on pink. And this is not working. Why? Oh, it is. It is. It just took its time. Yeah, just waiting for these to fill up. Right, so I now have 3 breweries producing me biomass. So the next thing I need, and what we're going to do is we'll pop it up here. So I'm going to need a fluid conduit just down here. Is I have a fermenter. This will take my biomass and turn it into fermented biomass. So if I now take some fluid conduits, go 1, 2, 3. I want you to extract always active, extract always active, and extract always active. We don't want you extracting, we just want you inserting. And now I'm producing fermented biomass. So we now need to get that over to here. So if I go into my cubby hole, underneath all the structure, that's my, where are we? It's my brewery. So this one here, can just about see it, is, I'll tell you what, let's make some space so we can actually see it properly. Right, so this we want to extract always active, and then that should be going into my third input hatch, which it is. We'll take the extract off. We now got 3,000 fermented biomass. All going well so far. Ooh. May need to rethink this door. So once that reaches 8 buckets or 8,000 millibuckets, that will start processing. So the advanced breweries are pretty slow. We'll probably need to get some more in. The fermenter is very fast, so if we can get a good feed in there, I don't think we need more than the 2 we have there. So what I may do is, whilst we're waiting for that to kick off, I'm just going to pop upstairs and make some more breweries. See if we can get this running a bit faster. So, brewery, I added the recipe in already. Can I make 3 of them? We're missing some bronze plates. Okay, so I haven't set up bronze yet. But if I say, give me 7 bronze ingots, and wait for that to do, because I then put it through the cutting machine, and that'll give me the plates. That's 6, 10, that'll do. So I only need 9 for this. Don't know why I just didn't do it in the crafting grid, but yeah. Live and learn. It's that whole muscle memory. Drop this in here, and that should give me the plates. By the time I get over here, brewery, 3 breweries, next, and we can kick that one off. Because clearly we're going to need a lot more breweries than we currently have to keep up with our demand. And still not done yet. We can't be that far off. Let's just go underneath and have a look. Actually, would I be able to dig in? No, we'll go underneath. Just realised I can shortcut by going around this way. Where are we? How are we doing? We are 200 millibuckets away from getting our first piece of production done, which is not too bad. Right, here we go. Now that's running. Let's see if this works out as it says in the diagram. So I think it should be acetic acid, water, ethanol, methanol, ammonia. Right, so first one, acetic acid, water, ethanol, methanol, and ammonia. That is brilliant. That means we have those all sorted. Now, can I take a bucket and access those? So what did I need for this? I needed methanol and hypochlorous acid. So methanol, 1 bucket. Done. And I don't actually want to throw that away. Well, I suppose I could. Look at me being so blasé with resources. We'll be able to produce infinite amounts very soon. Just quite slowly, especially considering how slow those breweries are. And we'll get the ammonia. Should be the top one. That's only got 800, so I won't need to wait for that to do. So meanwhile, we'll go grab our additional breweries and get that set up. Then we've got to figure out what to do next. Let's just grab these. I hope I've got enough piping. It's going to be tight. I think we're going to need to get some more fluid conduit. So, 1, 2, 3. We'll run some item conduit. Up here. I'm going to set you to insert on pink. Insert on pink. Should really do the channel first before I do the insert to make sure I don't get anything anomalous there. Yeah, I'm going to need some more pressurized fluid conduit, which isn't too hard. We're going to grab that quickly. Actually should do is take advantage of the fact that I have so much crafting space. Just quickly add the binder recipe into this. Let's turn that into butter clay. Pop that and that in there. And binder into my crafting. Make sure that's on crafting. It is. And drop this into our massive assemblers. Right. Now what I want is 64 binder. See how quickly you can do that. And it's done. That really was quick. And we'll take this down to our multi-smelter rather than our diamond furnace. See how quickly we can produce our conduit. And meanwhile, while I'm here, I happen to know I have a load of glass here. So what's that? 2 more stacks of 16 to do. The last one should be finished about now. And we'll just take one of our assemblers, stick it into that. my LV assembler, which is going to be retired relatively soon. And that should be our fluid conduit. The reason I'm using fluid conduit rather than ender conduits is because I have my water pipeline is currently all on the pressurized fluid conduits, with the exception of the chemical plant. So I'd have to replace all of that, which I may do later on. But for the time being, we'll just use what we've got available here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one should be that one. Go, my friend. Oh, I'm going to have to go around. Try and figure out which one needs to be clicked to make it connect. I think it would be that one. Maybe it's this one. Nope, that's definitely not what I wanted to do. Let's put that back. Or am I missing a piece of pipe? It doesn't look like it. Pressurized fluid conduit. Adjust. No, that's not that one. This is my fluid conduit. I want that to connect into that. Please make it happen. Battery block. That just... Why is it not letting me connect? Please let me connect. You are there. You're connected, see? I can see you. I just want you to connect. That one, we'll just disconnect the item conduit. Oops, definitely don't want to do that one. Come back on. And I just switch the power off. This whole random hitting it is not working. I'll tell you what, let's clear that for the time being. Let's take our pressurized fluid conduit. I know if I do that, that will work. And we'll take our item conduit and connect that back in as well. Or not. Have I exceeded the amount of items that can sit in one block? I don't think so. But it's looking that way. Ooh, scratch head time. Tell you what. What if we just went under, wrench you in, and then take our item conduit and pop you here? Yeah, I must have exceeded the amount in one area. Well, that's a lesson to be learnt. So these guys should now have sugar and water. And we'll just take our, is that my, it is. 1, 2, 3, plug you into there, your insert, your extract always active, your extract always active, and your extract always active. So we now have 6 breweries, 1 fermenter. That's getting a nice bit of a backlog, which should mean that, if I look at my ammonia, eventually this should just start filling up quite rapidly. Yeah, that's going to be a constant-ish flow, which is perfect. We just need to wait. Ooh, let's double check I didn't do something daft like disconnect it. Still idling. It's so easy to just throw cables everywhere and hope. 16, but that isn't running. Why is that not running? I'm going to go with I've disconnected the power somehow. So you've got stuff in there. You do have a power connection because you're going into there. I broke it. That's awkward. Check this out. Power in, always active. Let's go and see what's broken. I'd actually hoped to get the chlorous acid done today, but obviously that's not going to happen. I've got power. I wonder if one of these is full. Nope. No. No. Nope. No. So why isn't it running? You've got plenty of stuff sitting in there. Acetic acid, water, ethanol, methanol, and ammonia. Tanks are... Actually, how big are the tanks? No. The closest to filling up would be the water, but that's still got plenty of capacity. We've got power, but you're not working. Let's try popping you back in. You're doing nothing. Okay, well, we're coming up to the end of the episode anyway. Disappointingly, we've obviously had a few problems and we need to figure those out. Some of them were due to my lack of knowledge, but I am curious as to why this is not working. Because you've got 16 buckets of fermented biomass. You're inserting, so it should all be ready to go. So I'll investigate what's going on between episodes. Next episode, we're going to work on getting the rest of the components for the rocket fuel set up. So we'll get some chemical reactors set up, we'll get mixers done, and we'll have a broad array of machines all producing rocket fuel. Because I'd like to get into the whole microverse piece, so we need to move on with that. Now, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to give it a like. If you'd like to see more of these episodes, then please feel free to subscribe. Until the next episode, I hope you have a very pleasant day. Goodbye.